I'm here today to talk to you about a maintenance nightmare or a competitive opportunity. All of the data that we're seeing coming in from the digitalization, coming in from the need to work at home, coming in from all of the new retail elements that are available in the finance industry, coming in from banking, insurance online, and so on and so forth. So let's jump right in. I was actually out jogging in the Tiergarten in Berlin, and I came across a statue on the way back to the hotel, and it was Alexander von Humboldt. And what did he say back in it was approximately 1821. So he said, "I saw with regret, and all scientific men have shared this feeling, that whilst the number of accurate instruments was daily increasing, we were still ignorant." Remember, we're talking 200 years ago. So what's happened 200 to 300 years later? Has the situation changed? Actually, it's only gotten worse. Why? Because we have all of this financial data coming in. We've now been growing exponentially with Corona hitting us and COVID-19, and we're now working at home. We have all of this new data coming in on top of it, and only 10% of that data is analyzed according to the industry analysts. And you can see on the table on the left that as we increase in data, we decrease in the percentage of data that's analyzed. So if we start off with 100 terabytes in our data lake and we're able to analyze 10 terabytes, that's 10% of the data. But as we get up to 500 terabytes, a petabyte of data, 10 petabytes of data, we're talking only half a percentage of the data that we have that's actually analyzed, which means 90% of critical business insights are being lost. So what's happening? The common struggles that companies are having, whether it's banks on Wall Street, whether it's in Canary Wharf in the UK, or any of the big insurance companies across the world, what are they finding? Their data engineers are suffering. It's taking them 60, 70% of their time, sometimes 80% of their time to prepare their data, just to analyze that data. And they're struggling with long-running queries. So queries are taking days, sometimes many hours, and they're not able to actually execute those queries because those data queries, those data analytic queries, are being shut down by the IT department because they're taking too long and they're taking up too much resources. So what are they going to do about that? How are they going to liberate their data? Well, there's ScreamDB. This is a product that we have. We are a provider of a data acceleration platform to help companies to analyze much more of their massive data and to analyze that data much more quickly. And we do that using, you could call it our secret sauce. We created a columnar database that was built from scratch to run on GPU processors. These GPU processors are some of the fastest processors in the market today. So you are able to gain massive scalability. It's an SQL database, so you can use the standard SQL you've always been using. And it's extensible for machine learning and artificial intelligence, and I'll give you an example of that in a minute. Minimal footprint, that means with one GPU, with one server with 4 GPUs, you can get up to 20,000 cores of computing power, which makes it lightning fast also to ingest the data, also to compress the data, and also to analyze that data so you can get critical business insights really quickly. So if we look at the example that I told you I would show you, so you can see here a major bank in Europe which has improved significantly their risk management capabilities, because what they're doing is they're taking data out of Hadoop that used to take them a day and a half to run certain queries that they had. They're inputting that data into our SCream columnar database that's running on GPU technology, and they're breaking down and segmenting that data to input it into their AI models. So what they're doing is now they're able to test those models. They're able to create models that are able to then provide them with the best possible risk analysis that they're able to get. And it's significantly increased their risk management to the point that they're able to save hundreds of thousands of pounds a year just on the ability to decrease the risk that they're taking in their banking system. So let's see what Gartner says about SCream. So in their recent report in January, selecting SQL engines for modern data workloads, they said, ScreamDB is architected for massive data stores. Forget about big data. Big data is history. ScreamDB is architected for massive data stores, and it adds enhancements to the data warehousing lifecycle, and it speeds up data ingestion. This is the Gartner organization talking about SCream. And finally, I'd like to leave you with something that we're doing for the community, because we're all suffering from what's happening around the world with COVID-19. So we're working together with various groups around the world. We've actually provided free licenses of SCream in order to help organizations to crunch that heavy load of data that's coming in about COVID-19 from all over the world. And we've offered free licenses for government agencies and for hospitals and any other organizations that are working to conquer the coronavirus. And we are offering that for free to those organizations. So I'd like to leave you with today just one last message. Remember, data, big data is history. Massive data is the era we are now in, and it doesn't matter if it's finance, it doesn't matter if it's telecom and 5G, or retail, the explosion of retail and online buying. Massive data is here, and if you're not yet handling your massive data inside your organization, you should be, because your competitors will be. Thank you very much.